One of my favorite stories is about a school teacher named Jean Thompson. It was the first day of school, and the kids showed up, and she said what teachers always say the first day of school: boys and girls, I love you all the same. Sometimes teachers lie. Teddy Stoller was a boy she did not like, and you wouldn't like him either. He was a singularly unattractive child. He sat slouched in his seat, and he never paid attention. His clothes were musty. His hair never combed. He never bathed often enough to get rid of an ugly odor. He smelled bad. When she spoke to him, he answered in monosyllables: yeah, no. When she marked Teddy's papers, she always got a perverse delight out of putting X's next to the wrong answers. And when she put the F at the top of the paper, vroom, 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 she did it with a flair. She should have known better, because teachers have records, and she had records. First grade. Teddy is a good boy. He shows promise in work and attitude, but poor home situation. Second grade. Teddy is a good student, but he is too serious for a second grader. His mother is terminally ill. His father shows no interest. Third grade. Teddy is becoming withdrawn and detached from the other children. He needs help. His mother died this year. She had records. She should have known. Christmas came. The children brought presents and piled them on the teacher's desk. They were all in brightly colored paper except for Teddy's present. His was wrapped in brown paper and held together with Scotch tape. But to tell the truth, she was surprised he even brought a present. When she tore open the brown paper, out fell a rhinestone bracelet with most of the stones missing, and a bottle of cheap perfume that was almost empty. The other children began to snicker and giggle at the presents. Jean had enough sense to snap on the bracelet. She took some perfume out of the almost empty bottle, put it on her wrist, held it up, and said, "Isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely?" Taking the cue from the teacher, they all agreed. At the end of the day, when all the other children had left, Teddy lingered behind. He came over to the desk and he said softly, "Miss Thompson? Miss Thompson, all day today, you smelled just like my mother used to smell. That's her bracelet you're wearing. It looks very nice on you. I'm really glad you like my presents." And when he left, she got down on her knees and buried her head in the chair and cried and cried and cried and asked God to forgive her. The next day, when those students came into that classroom, they had a new teacher. Oh, it was still Jean Thompson. But it was a Jean Thompson who had surrendered her life to Christ and said to the Spirit of God, "Come in, cleanse me, fill me, use me to live out your love." And she reached out to children who had trouble, especially to Teddy. She tutored, she encouraged. By the end of the school year, Teddy had caught up with a lot of children. He was even ahead of some. The Stollard family moved away, and she thought she'd never hear from them again, but she got a note one day. "Dear Miss Thompson, I'm graduating from high school. I wanted you to be the first to know. Love, Teddy Stollard." 4 years later, another note. "Dear Miss Thompson, I'm second in my class. The university has not been easy, but I really liked it. I'm graduating on Saturday, and I wanted you to be the first to know." 4 years later, another note. "Dear Miss Thompson, as of today, I am Theodore J. Stollard, MD. How about that? I'm getting married. The 27th of July to be exact. I want you to come. I want you to sit where my mother would have sat. You're the only family I have now. Dad died last year." And she went, and she sat where the mother would have sat. She deserved to be there. She was Jesus for that kid. She was the instrument of God's love for that kid. The same Spirit that was in Christ Jesus and raised him from the dead, that Spirit was in her, and through her was able to change the life of a kid.